The evolution of human consciousness is the topic for today's interview with Elizabeth Joyce. Now, we tried really hard to stay on focus, but I have to tell you that along the way, we went down some fascinating rabbit holes. So just be aware that we'll eventually keep coming back to the idea of human consciousness ascending and increasing our abilities over time. Then, in an effort to understand this ascension, I found there were four really interesting topics that we touched on. First off, I asked her the question of, is there a new energy that's coming into the earth plane that will help our ascension? Or are we evolving because of the wisdom that we have gained as a human species? That I thought you would really like. It's a great question. Second, um, we had known for a long time that there are seven chakras, energy centers within the human body. And it is Elizabeth's contention that there are seven more that will help us through this process of evolving and raising up of our energy levels. Third topic, in speaking of raising up energy levels, um, what do we have to lose in order for us to gain? So, if we have some things we need to get rid of in order to acquire the new skills for this new millennium, what are they and how do we do that? Great. And lastly, and this occurs way at the end, I asked the question of why are we here right now? I mean, we are right here at the turn of the old paradigm to the new paradigm. Why did we choose now? I find that to be, really intriguing. And her answer is as well. All right, here is her bio. Elizabeth Joyce is an internationally respected psychic, spiritual teacher, author, and healer, known for her profound insights into consciousness and multidimensional reality. After surviving a life changing stroke, Elizabeth received extraordinary revelations that inspired her newest book, Mysteries Revealed Beyond Mortal Boundaries. Recognized as one of the world's top psychics, she has appeared on major media outlets sharing messages of hope, healing, and spiritual transformation that continue to inspire people around the globe. Personal note. In the interview, we'll talk about her stroke, and the lasting effect of that stroke is that it affected her throat and, in particular, her vocal cords. And so you will notice during the interview that her voice will fade in and out, and it has a kind of a different quality. Hang in there. It's worth it. This is a great interview. It's really fun. So here's our interview with Elizabeth Joyce. Hi, Elizabeth. Really nice to have you here on the Afterlife Files.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So let's jump right in and have you start out this interview by telling us a little bit about your story and what prompted you to write Mysteries Revealed.
Well, Mysteries Revealed is a book born of a lifetime of spiritual experiences. I have had visions my whole life. I've had near death awareness and a deep knowing that one true existence extends beyond our bodies. We call life and death, but it really is continual life. Beyond Mortal Boundaries is my byline for the book Mysteries Revealed. And it means that we are so much more than our physical form. We are eternal light and we are forever expanding.
So what was the your personal experience that kind of really got you going on this project?
I wanted to write the book for over 3 years. As a matter of fact, I got the cover from Jim Warren before 2019, around that area. And I had it in my heart to write, but it didn't come until September of this year. I wrote this book in 6 weeks, which
Oh
is
my,
amazing. Yeah.
that's really quick. Wow.
But the bullet that came, I felt like a bullet had come into my crown chakra. And then I filled with energy. I filled with light. So now I'm feeling like a balloon, and I had to write the book. All I did was sleep and write. It was an amazing experience.
And what prompted having that download of energy come into you?
You can't time it. I've had that before. You don't ask for it. It just happens. It was time to write the book.
It was time to write the book, and your guide said, "Well, here, boom, here's the information. Mix
Yep.
this with your experience, and you're ready to go."
It was quite an experience. It was a part of my journey. We're at a very important, wonderful time. We're at the change of the veil.
Oh, talk about that. I love those words. Change
The
of the veil.
change of the veil. The energetic membrane between the seen and unseen worlds, between spirit and matter. We agree to pass through it when we incarnate so that we can learn, grow, and rediscover our divinity. This side of the veil, being on earth, is trying to get closer to God, trying to educate your soul, and trying to raise your vibration. Lifting the veil is about remembering who we really are, remembering our internal power, knowing how to set a condition, knowing how to manifest, and knowing how to get closer to the divine, and what we have to drop in the meantime.
Well, there you go. So let's start with that part. Um, what do we have to drop in order to do those things you just mentioned?
We have to drop the things that are hurting our soul, guilt, meanness, hate, and all that. And we have to expand into love and get more. We don't understand love on this planet. We think love is very different from what it really is. And if anybody has had an out of body experience, they know that. I don't have to tell them that because it does change you. When you feel that intense love of that light, love of the divine, you are changed. You can't go back once you feel it.
So, how is that love different than the romantic love we see on television?
There's no desire. Desire,
Interesting. Talk more about that. That's good.
desire is gone. Why do we need desire? It is good. You become a magnet in a sense. I see us as a magnet of love, drawing other people that haven't gotten there yet, that level of vibration, up to it. I've done intensives all over this country, and the intensive involves laying down on the floor, closing your eyes for over 2 hours, and listening to something called Ardath, which is the oldest mantra known.
Say
A
that. Yeah, say that again.
Ardas. It's from Yogi Bhajan, who is a great teacher from India.
Oldest mantra.
It's
Okay.
the oldest mantra known. It was here before Abraham, and it means prayer beyond prayer. It's sung in Sanskrit, and it means prayer beyond prayer.
And where do the words of that prayer take you?
It cleanses the whole house. It can help you where you're blocked. For example, I gave the music to a woman that had children in college and they were studying for their finals. I told her, play it very softly while they're studying. And they did, and they all passed. It's
That's
much like the Edgar Casey sleeping on the book. Do you remember that story? He would sleep on the book, feel the vibration, and then
him.
he would know.
And he would wake up, take the test, and he
What
passed with flying
Ardust
colors.
does, what Ardust does is it takes away your fear. It takes away your inadequacies.
I'm
It,
so, oh, inadequacy, sure.
I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can.
Fear and inadequacies.
And it brings you into the level of possibilities of unlimited reality. So therefore, when you play it and you want to achieve something like passing an important and detailed test for college, it opens you up to do it. We can do anything. We
This is
really
great.
can. And you've heard Deepak say, Deepak Chopra, I studied with him. You heard him say, don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just visualize the outcome. It's true. Because when you truly do that without your fear and your but and your fear what ifs, when you truly visualize that you can get to a place, or even if it's a prayer, I would like to do that. It opens up your decision bar, and your decision bar is the journey of your soul. It sets your pathway. You know that we're born through decision.
Hmm.
Decision is one of the biggest, most important things, and it takes us down our road, whether it's not a good road or whether it's a beautiful road. It all comes from decision. Consciousness on the other side makes a decision. They sit down with a group of 9 guides and they pick their astrological chart, which is their thumbprint in life, and they pick their parents. They pick where they're going to be born, and their pick has to involve their soul growth, what they need to learn, or what they need to shed. Maybe they were an alcoholic, so their father is an alcoholic in this lifetime, in the new lifetime. It's really a beautiful process.
And so by playing artists in the background, I'm assuming you could find that chant, that mantra, say like on YouTube or someplace.
I don't know if you can, but it's Yogi Bhajan and it's in the correct one. There's lots of that recording, but they're not the one I have. The one I have is from the Crimson series and it's number 6. And they also have Mender of Hearts, which is on the same CD, 5 and 6, Mender of Hearts and Ardas.
Number 5 and 6.
And
Okay.
the girl that sang that was 33 years old. And she did Ardas as her last song in the Crimson series. And she said, well, that was really top drawer and beautiful. It took her very high in vibration. She said, I think I'm done. And she went home and she passed away.
Oh my word. Wow.
So very beautiful.
So you were starting to talk about how when you enter into this meditative state that um, the things that hurt you drop away and the possibilities for a new future open up. Am I saying that correctly?
Possibility of your desire opens up.
Possibility of your desire. Talk more about that.
We're all born to do something. We're all born with gifts from spirit. We have not been taught that. So when you say, I want to be a lawyer, but I'm not smart enough, let's use that as an example. And then you start to meditate, and it opens up that you are smart enough. You're smarter than everybody else. So you work with that. People don't want to meditate. People don't want to take the time. Oh, I do it occasionally. That's not what it's about. Meditation is about daily tying in. I used to call it tying in to spirit. And now we have the new chakras. So having the new chakras are really going to help us. The,
Oh, so let's talk about new chakras then. Um, what are they? Where are they?
well, I wrote the book in 2014, and that was another bullet that came into my head. I was sitting in my living room with my girlfriend watching a movie, and I started to move my hand, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. I couldn't stop it. She even came over and tried to hold the hand down, and it wouldn't happen until I said, "Oh my God, it's the sign of Capricorn."
Oh,
And
that you were
I was doing the sign of Capricorn.
okay.
I didn't know what it was. And then within 7 days, I had the whole new spiritual chakras. If you want me to go get that book, I will do it too.
Um, we can in a moment, but tell me about where that it's is it one extra chakra? Is it
Oh, there's 12 chakras. There's actually 14 chakras. You start with the eighth chakra. This is very interesting, very interesting. The eighth chakra is the first one that opens. And that's when you start being aware that there's more than the body. That will open, it brings you your psychic sensitivity, it brings you telepathy. And then the one behind your head at your baby spot is the
Mm.
eight and a half chakra. And that's the veil. That's the protective part to make sure that you don't take in too much energy and get burned up. So you always have your angels, their Arcturian, behind you. But
Mhm.
the most important chakra is the ninth chakra in the back of your head. It's where the spine joins the brain.
Oh, okay.
Its color is magenta. And when that opens, and I don't think that we'll have more than the ninth chakra open with people yet. It's too soon. In other words, that's going to be the highest level that we'll get at right now. It creates an energetic line through your pituitary gland and your pineal gland out here to the third eye. It comes out the third eye. It pierces those two and comes out the third eye. So when people take their hand and go like that, they can feel how much energy they have.
Oh, sure.
And
Okay.
that's going to be the new healing center. We've been using our palms, but it's being lifted up now to the third eye, where we can just look at somebody in a restaurant that might have a cane or might have a problem, and we can shoot them light without saying a word. And if the body can receive it, it will heal. It will be automatic.
Can we do it to ourselves? Look in a mirror or something?
I don't think you'll have to do that to yourself because you heal yourself in other ways. I know because I've just been 2 years after a stroke healing my body. And I do that with setting conditions, going to the place and working with it, with the energy and making conditions. Like
And
when I went into the nursing home after the hospital, I was 5 days in intensive care.
oh my, you were that was a bad stroke.
Yeah. Well, it was not. It was really a very light one, and it only affected my throat and my vocal cords. It didn't affect any other part of my body, so I feel very blessed. Anyway, we were going in for therapy, and I was going through the doorway on the gurney, and I was yelling at God, I will not have this. This is not my script. I will not have this. You have to get me out of here. I was out in 3 weeks.
So you got upset with God and God responded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I was really caring about wanting to give more information out into the world. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you another story.
Okay.
In April of 2020, 2021, I was going to get the COVID shot. Even though I didn't feel good about it, I believed that it was poisonous. So I arranged to go down to the National Guard in Concord and get the Johnson and Johnson because I knew it didn't have that MRI or whatever in it. So I made that decision. And the date was April 9th. That was the date my mother died. I'm in my mother's house and my grandmother's house. My grandfather built this house and my mother grew up here. So I wake up in the morning, I'm not in my body. I'm out in the clouds floating around and I see all these portals. They're in gray and the doors are closed, but there were lots of portals.
Yeah.
I heard this voice that said, Elizabeth Joyce, do you want to wake up on the planet Earth on April 9th, 2021? And I said, yes. And they asked me why. My first response was, I have to get out to the public the new spiritual chakras. And my second response was that I wanted to know how my love relationship was coming along. So I woke up and I went down to have the shot. I go in to have the shot. I sit down. She does my arm, and I was closing my eyes because I felt so bad about having it. Well, the whole tube burst. It didn't go in my body.
Oh,
It burst. The glass burst. It went everywhere. I looked at the girl and she looked at me. We both laughed. She gave me my card. I went and sat. That's what happened. Amazing. That's,
amazing.
that's divine intervention.
Okay, so normally we have seven chakras, and you have described to us three more.
Oh,
Eh,
then after that, we have the 10th chakra. The ninth chakra is back here. The 10th chakra is above the eighth chakra. That's
Okay.
new universal heart center. The color is magenta. No, I'm sorry. Let's do it again. The color is amber.
Amber. Oh, okay.
And the solar plexus and heart center on our physical body, the colors have been changed. The
Really?
yellow is at the heart. The green is at the solar plexus.
Oh, they've been
So you
flipped.
take you take the yellow heart center and you go through your back in your mind, go through your back and up to the 10th chakra. Go through the 10th chakra and bring it back down again. And you have the circle of light. You have the healing from the higher realms. You have the way to raise your vibration. And I'll tell you that if you play Ardas and you do that exercise It will amaze you. It'll amaze you.
Well, I can't wait to give it a whirl.
And
And,
and then we have the 11th chakra, which
uh-huh,
is aqua. That's the woman. That's Mary. That's the softening and the loving and the mother of the universe. The 12th chakra is the diamond, and that's the eternity. None of us will open the 12th chakra where we are now. We have to earn it, and it isn't here. So,
and let's see. So
then we
that's
have, and then we have two foot chakras that are hunter green, and that's our grounding.
2 feet
One
chakras. I take
one
one in each foot, right?
under the arch of each foot. That's the green. It's hunter green.
Hunter green under the arch. Okay, I got it. And what do we use these feet chakra for? You said grounding?
Yes, because on this planet, as we raise our vibration and go higher levels, we're going to get much more love in our body, but we're going to start to float. Levitation, that's next, levitation. And I always knew that.
So
We
levitation
have,
is about the feet chakra? No.
no, the feet chakra bring us back down to earth.
Okay, so
So you take your attention to your feet and you pull yourself down,
mhm.
and it'll be automatic. It's automatic.
So the levitation is caused by a general rise.
A rise of our vibration, a rise of our love. And I really don't know that much about it. I've experienced levitation once with
Really?
Amma. Yeah, I was with Amma, the hugging saint. I've been with her 36 years. I was in a healing session with Pujita, who is the highest natural healer in the world. She works with Amma, and we were in a session. There was about 8 people in the room, and I levitated. And this was in 2019. So I've been going with Pujita for years, and it was the only time I levitated. And she saw me levitate, and she said, "Don't, don't call." So I just enjoyed it. I didn't say, "Look at me, I'm levitating." No, no, no. I just sat there quietly and enjoyed it. I was honored to be able to have that experience. And you could
What?
feel
Yeah,
inside
what
your,
did it feel like?
it felt like air. It felt like almost like you were attached to a kite and you were going up. I levitated about that much. But it was a first and it was an experience. There goes LMA.
How fun is that? Okay.
It was quite an experience. Now I've levitated. Let me start that again. I have felt like I was levitating when I did the 3 day trip to the third universe, but I never felt it physically.
So
The new,
Elizabeth, these new chakras, um, they're about the evolution of the soul, about how all of us can um, become more of what we think possible. Am I
they're,
reading that right?
they're activations for the new era of awakening. They connect the higher consciousness to the multidimensional awareness we are receiving with this great reset that's coming, to divine compassion, to true love. Humanity is evolving energetically, and these centers are going to help the body accept the shift. They're going to have us grow. They're not going to burn us out. There are people that will be burned out during this process, but these are your safety measures, I guess.
That makes sense. That if we um, engage with these other chakras and exercise them, that when the new energy comes in or becomes more intense,
Mhm.
they'll be able to handle it and we'll know what to do with it.
And when you, in my workbook that I wrote on Ascension in 2010, I have a list of space diseases or the other world disease, the headaches, the chills, the sleepless nights. I have a whole list of them. And of course, it's all happening. I'm just watching it all happen. I'm observing right now.
So, people who are interested in evolution, um, it's helpful to know what things we need to let go of. And you talked about that as, those slow vibration emotions like guilt and
Desire
being mean and now I always thought desire was helpful. Um,
depends on what the desire is.
there you go. Okay.
So, negative desire, you can say, what isn't good for the growth of the soul?
And so to let go of these, you were recommending, um, just being with the Ardas mantra.
And working with the spiritual chakras and working on your heart center. You have to do all three. That heart center is amazing.
And how did what's the reason for the color switch between the solar plexus and the heart, the green and yellow switch?
I tell you, but you may not believe me. It, it's
Try me.
always been that way. We were going with the colors of the rainbow. They weren't listening. Green is the solar plexus. It has been since I've been born. I was born a while ago. Green is healing. The heart center is yellow gold. Yellow gold. It's
Yellow.
light. The light is not in the solar plexus. The solar plexus rules Mars. It rules, I've got to get it done. It gives you signals of, different things, wonderful signals. It's the largest chakra in the body, but it is not yellow. The yellow is the purity of the heart center. This is gold, this is amber, and they work together.
And for people that want to prepare themselves for this incoming vibration, this awareness, what do you recommend for them?
Well, some people I recommend to go to natural healers and to start going to some intensives if people know how to do intensive. Some people don't. Um, you want to purify yourself as much as possible. Prayer, of course, helps, but there's a difference between prayer and setting a condition and desire. They're separate.
Hmm.
Prayer is sending thoughts out to other people with our energy.
Right?
If you have a toothache, I can send you healing to help with the toothache, for example.
I'll remember that.
Okay. And desire is what you want to bring to yourself. But if you want to bring yourself a lottery win, $1 million, or a special person, how are you going to do that? You have to work for it, everything. And of course, if you desire a married man, it is not right to break the marriage and take him. See, that goes on all the time. Cheating and all those things.
Low
People,
vibration there.
people have forgotten what it really means to make love, not to have sex, to make love, to be with your partner and decide that the two of you together are in balance or equally yoked, and you're going to tackle the world together and bring in your children and bring them up in love. This is what we've lost.
So we have, you said there were three. There's the prayer that goes out, the desire comes in as for ourselves. What's the third one?
The intention of your soul.
Ah, there we go.
You're here. Your astrological chart is your fingerprint in life. You decide what that's going to be before you take the body.
Mm-hmm.
So that is showing you where your energy is and at what age you'll accomplish. But it's a fabulous tool that we have. And a good astrologer can really, really guide you and help you, especially with your desires. And it shows you your character. That's the one thing you take with you when you die, your character. You take that with you.
Character, not our ego.
The ego is easing God out. The character is what you take with you when you die. All of your shortcomings, all of your mistakes, all of your errors, plus your love and your caring. And you work that out with the 9 people, the Council of 9, it's called, as you do your life review. And then when you decide, or when Spirit decides you're to be reborn, you set up your astrological chart to conquer what you failed to conquer in this lifetime. So you set up challenges and you set them up at certain times in life. Astrology. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I love the way it all flows together.
So you've mentioned that this ascension process, this evolution that we're going to go through, is the result of, this is the question, is it we're becoming more aware, or there's a different energy coming in, or there's more of the same energy? What's the impetus for the human race right now?
We are going into a completely new energy that has never been recorded on this planet before. I
Whoa.
call it in the beginning, the first 3 words of the Bible, in the beginning, because we have Saturn and Neptune coming together at 0 degrees Aries, the first house of the zodiac. Its potential. It's the beginning. It's a whole new world, a whole new energy.
And
So
what are the characteristics of this new energy?
darned if I know. The characteristics or the intent of the new energy, let me put it that way,
Okay,
it
good.
is bringing a whole new vibration. And you'll see it. What do you see next year, the next 2 years? It will be the dissolution of the old world the next 2 years. Everything's going to come to the surface. Everything hidden, all the lies, all the stealing, all the crimes against humanity, against children, all the broken laws. They're all going to get wiped away, and all the new are going to come. But the new can't come until we get rid of the old. So we're in the process of doing that now. I
Ooh,
think I can see,
it's kind of a rough road, isn't it?
yeah, unless you understand it. It is a rough road. but it's supposed to be. Some people can adjust themselves and raise higher with a smoothness, with a love, with an acceptance. Some people fight it tooth and nail. Those are the people that are going to have to be hit over the head. I believe in discipline. That word comes from disciple. So you need to learn, and you have your own way of learning. Everybody does. So whatever you need, you're going to get.
So, do you have a sense of what the human race will become as a result of living in this new vibration?
Don't have a sense. I think that we are headed towards our own true existence. We're not going to be destroying the earth. We're going to have an appreciation for animals and for children. We're not going to try to dominate.
Ah, there you
The
go.
most, yeah, that's the most important part. We're going to evolve energetically, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't stop it. We can't stop the tide from having an earthquake under the ocean. We can't stop that. We can't stop the evolution process. But it is going to take a lot of years. It's not going to happen fast. We're at the first, at the beginning. And then we're going to watch Jupiter. Jupiter's going to go, let's see, Cancer, Leo, the fire. The I am the best and I'm the most important and I have to be first, Leo. But Leo rules the heart. So some of that will be balanced, brought into balance. But it also can represent fires and no water. So I'm telling you what's in the energy. I'm not telling you what's going to happen because it's up to the divine as to what's going to happen. I think the greatest out of body experience I ever had was when I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I went out of my body for 3 days.
What?
I was lifted.
I've not heard of it being that long before.
Well, there were 30 people in the room that watched the whole thing, and I was well taken care of. I was lifted out of my body, and I went through the first universe, the second universe, and the third universe. I saw the different forms of life, and then I went through 7 rings of light. At the top of that was the Bodhisattvas and the Buddha. And then I went to the Mother Mary and I knelt down and she put flowers in my hair and said, "Thank you for being with me at the cross," which really. And then I was taken to a big room, huge, and it was all white and it had a glass floor where you could look at all of the stars as well as upon the earth and see what was going on. I guess it would be the floor of a telescope.
Oh, okay.
And there was thousands of people in there, all dressed in white, sitting in a circle, looking at a teacher. And the teacher's name was Mentor. And
Really? That's interesting.
I was there for a while, and they showed me a lot of things. I wrote the description in chapter 11 of Unlimited Realities. And then they had to send me back to Earth, which was very difficult, they told me.
Well, after 3 days of hanging out with Buddha, I would imagine.
It was beyond Buddha. I was beyond Buddha, higher than that.
Higher. So we've been talking about evolution, Elizabeth, and you posed an interesting question early, which was, why are we here now? And I find that fascinating because if we're on the cusp of something really new and different, um, we signed up for this.
That's right. That's what I was going to say to you. We signed up for it. It's always for the soul. It's always for the growth of the soul. A lot of people don't want to go through this time. Yeah. People call it tribulation. I call it ascension. But so they're going to be leaving the body. A lot of people are going to be leaving the body in the next 2 years, more than normal. We'll see it. Um, but we're going to go through this is our human experience. We're supposed to be able to learn the difference between hate and love. And hate has become an airborne disease. And there's been a lot of neglect of the soul over these past 30 to 60 years because we got out of the churches. We got out of the value of family, that family is first. I'll tell you another story, can I?
Oh, yeah, please.
I was doing a television show in New York City. This was back in the early 90s. And they had several parts to this TV show. One was financial, one was psychic or evolutionary. And I was going outside to go home. I was right by the Lincoln Tunnel. And this man and his secretary couldn't get a cab. So I said, I'll take you. Where are you? He said, I'm the vice president of Time magazine. I said, oh, you're on 6th Avenue. He said, yes, isn't that too far? I said, no, I'd be happy to take you. It felt right.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we get in the car, he gets next to me, and the secretary gets in the back seat. And we're driving over there. All of a sudden, out of my mouth comes, why are you even here? Did you come into New York to do a television show? And he looked at me. I said, your son is on the operating table right now having surgery. You better get out of this car and go home. Your wife needs you. He almost died. He, he just looked at me. He took my face in his hands. Who are you? I told him my name. And he said, well, whoever you are, if I ever hear your name, I'll do anything I can to help you. And thank you. And he kissed me on the cheek and he left. That was scary for me. But these things happen to me all the time, my whole life. So you get used to it sometimes. And sometimes it just bowls you over.
Oh, I love it. Um, so that kind of thing where um, you kind of connect spontaneously with other information. Have you trained yourself to do that? Or are you that way normally?
I'm that way normally. I don't know any different. But I have had to learn by a very strict teacher, thank goodness, that you can't share everything with everybody, that you can't say what you're feeling. It's out of order. They have to give you permission. Now they can do it on a telepathic level. That man did it on a telepathic level. Or they can say, yes, I do want to hear. I was flying to London and it has the big planes with the 5 seats in the middle and then two and two.
Yep.
So I'm back in my 2 seat on the aisle, and there's a mother with 3 children in one of the rows. And oh, the kids were acting up. They were really being brats. And I said to her telepathically, would you like me to calm down your children? And she answered yes. So I sent the energy, and within 10 minutes, one was reading a book, one was coloring, and one was asleep on her lap. And she turned around and looked at me and said, Yeah, that's an example. This is how we're going to be living in the future. This is how it's going to happen because we are all connected. We're connected energetically. It's amazing.
That will be an entirely new um, way of being for the human
Absolutely.
race. We have purposely been separated from each other to learn
Right.
those
We've been
lessons.
taught separation, but you just asked me how the new world will be, and that's your experience. That's an example. I have tons of examples, so many. So when I was doing the intensives and the people laid on the floor for 2 hours, the outcome was that they were healed. One woman didn't have to have open heart surgery the next day. One man got his eyesight back. This is what happens when I do an intensive. There goes Ellie Mae.
I'm sorry, there goes what?
Ellie Mae, my dog,
Oh, okay.
my little baby. Maybe you can't hear it. That would be good.
So we are looking at a new way of being, a way of being that is cooperative, where we recognize that that unity that exists between us um, is conscious rather than unconscious. Am I reading that right?
The children are learning this. The children are starting to talk at 5 months. And there was a court case recently in Texas where a 7-year-old was in a custody fight. Her parents were in a custody fight. And she wanted to be with her mother because her father had harmed the mother. But the father had a lot of money, and she felt her mother wasn't winning. So his lawyer comes up to her to ask her, start tearing her living situation with the mother apart.
Yeah.
And she looked at him and she said, if you don't stop asking me these questions, I'm going to tell this court about your affair. Whole thing changed. The mother got custody. That's what's happening now.
My. Very gifted at 7. Hmm.
Yeah, they are. The kids are coming in being very gifted and much more knowledgeable. We're going to learn a new math that we don't even know, and we're going to go beyond our limitations with that. We're going to have wonderful expansion of technology, and we can't get caught in AI because AI is self-destruction. And I'm referring to the chip that's coming,
Okay.
and or the in the hand or the mind.
So I've had near-death experiencers describe um, this cooperative adventure that we're embarking on as something like, well, if I were to reach out and strike you, literally, I'm striking myself. That we are that interconnected, which leads me to the question: do you see us as a planet, as a species, becoming more peaceful?
Yes, because I see the elimination of hate and wanting to harm somebody else. We're not going to be able to because of the word karma. What we put out, we get back, and we may get it back in a different form. But karma does exist. It's all energy.
It's all energy.
It's going to take a while, though. It's not going to happen overnight.
So what's a while?
50 years, 100 years.
Oh, okay. Not like another 1,000 or something.
I don't think so. No, once we have the high vibration, we'll start working with the spiritual chakras, and that will really lift us up pretty quickly. And the ones that are doing the hate and the harm and the getting even and the retribution will start having sore throats, something wrong with their body. They'll get out of balance. Out of balance brings dis-ease.
Right. So I would gather then that the nature of our soul contracts will change because we're coming into a new world.
Well, we already have the contract before we were born.
Yeah, the ones that are going to come after us, those
They,
wonderful new kids that are coming in.
they're coming in. Um, we can change our soul contract ourselves through intention. We don't have to finish our soul contract if we see something happening to the environment or other people. We can skip it or create another one. You do that by going to your book of life.
And the Council of Nine.
The Council of Nine is after death.
Oh, it's after death. Okay. I thought that we're involved in designing the contract on the way in.
Well, yes, but that's not what you asked me. You asked me how to change it,
Mm-hmm.
and you change it in yourself. You have to have awareness to do that, and we're not there yet, but we are getting there.
So we're bumping up against our time. Um, Elizabeth, what would you like people to leave this interview with or to, what? Yes.
Well, we're in the in between period. We're in the activation period of a new awakening. And we have to choose carefully, choose well. We absolutely have to let go of our bad habits, our negative friends, the people that pull us down. And we have to keep evolving so that energetically we can rise up to higher levels. And when we get there, we'll have new information flowing through us or new ideas. Maybe I can be that lawyer instead of that lawyer's assistant, for example. Or maybe I really can fly that plane and learn how. We're going to have all kinds of new awareness about where we're going. And we have to absolutely set conditions and be strong against where we don't want to go, where the collective could try to pull you into some very dark stuff. And we have to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay with my soul.
Lovely.
And
Elizabeth, how can people find out more about you and the many books that you've written?
I'm on Amazon. I don't have a website at this point because I'm in transition with that. But I do have a 24-hour answering service. I do readings. I'm an astrologer and I'm a healer. I write about karma. And my 24-hour number is 201
201
934
934
8986.
8986. This is a 24/7
And,
answering service. All right.
and I'll call you back.
Sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Joyce, thank you for being here on the Afterlife Files. It's been so fun to have you.
Thank you.
And for those of you that are still here, stick around because I've got a couple of thoughts that I think you might want to listen to. We're going to dive in just a little deeper on some of the things that Elizabeth has shared with us. Again, Elizabeth, thank you. You've been wonderful.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Bye bye. I'm reminded that mantras, whatever their origin, are a way for us to get out of our own way and let the wisdom of the universe come into our consciousness. I found the Crimson Artist Mantra on YouTube. It's beautiful, and I think you're going to want to give it a whirl. So, thank you for being with us here at the Afterlife Files, and we'll see you next time.